स्वागतम् अद्य बुधवासरः दिनाङ्कः 30तमः. Today is the 30th of May. This is Vyakarana Vibhagah Lung Lakara Prakaranam. Well, actually we can say Trimshattamaha. We can also say Trimshaha. Trimshattamaha. Correct. Trimshattamaha to Trimshaha. Okay, 30th of May. Mangalacharanam Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vijay Ramena Bhyata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittare Sada Bhutame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasanamatatulyam Ramanama Varadane Shri Ramanama Varadana Undamaiti अथ श्री महाश्र सूत्राणि अयर्ण रुद्रक ए ओंग आई औच हयवरट लण्य न्यमंग न नम जवै घड़दश जबगड़दश खफ छ छ थ छ च थव कपै श श सर हल इति महाश्र सूत्राणि. Okay, we are on the last page of this lesson. We are right now on page number 158, what this book calls the third form. I don't know, as I said, this first form, second form, third form, so don't have that much significance if you look at the Paninian way. But anyway, in this book, it calls it the third form. It's page 1, we are on page 158. So let's look at the main sutram for this, and that we already discussed in the Saturday class, but we'll do it again over here. So the sutram here is Nishridrasrubhya Kartari Changa. But just to get into the topic, recall that we are focusing on this section of the Ashtadhyayi, which goes from 3143, which is Chilungi, up to the Chinbhava Karmanoho. So we are focusing on this section for the Lung Lakaraha. Chilungi, which is Apavada for Shap, etc. Chilungi, and then going all the way up to this one, Chinbhava Karmanoho, right before Sarvadhatuke Yak. So in that section, there is this sutram which says that Nishridrusrabhya Kartari Changa. So if you look at that sutram, which is quite straightforward, it says that Nyantat. So following a dhatu ending in Ni. So Ni means the dhatu is the two that we know are the Ning and the Nich. Ning and Nich. So Ning is the one that we used with Kamer Ning. Kamer Ning is right here. Kamer Ning, which we have been using. Like Kamayate, etc. Those forms which we use. So Kamer Ning is over here. And that is followed by this sutram. Ayadaya Ardhadhatu Va. Ayadaya Ardhadhatu Va. That Ning is optional, Ardhadhatuke. So that's this Ning Pratyaya. Then of course we do know the Satyapapasha, Rupa, Veena, Ityadi, Churadibhyo, Nich, Swarte, Nich, and we also know Hetumaticha, which can be after any dhatu. So that is this Ni referred to in this sutra. Nishridrasru, a dhatu ending in the affix Ni, which is Ning or Nich. So Nyantat Shryadibhyascha. Shryadibhyascha means either Shri, Dru, Sru. Following one of these dhatus, either Chilesh Changadesh Syat. Chili, instead of taking Chilung, instead of taking Chile Sich, it takes the Chang Adeshaha. It has to be Kartrartre Lungi Pare. It's only in the active voice. Kartrartre Lungi Pare. So that is, we have to have a lung affix, which is used in the sense in the active voice. Now, so those are the conditions. So one more time, if you have a dhatu ending in the affix Ni, or one of these three dhatus, which is Shri, Shring, Sevayam, or Drugatav, or the Srugatav, they're all in the Bhadigana. If you have one of these, or if you have a dhatu ending in the Pratyaya Ni, then what happens is that instead of getting Chile Sech, we get Chili takes a Changadeshaha. Changadesha. Remember, I said to you in last class, I think it was, that when you have lung, you have to have chili. There's no way out. Chilungi is a nitya karyam, nothing can really stop that. So chilungi, this one. But then chile sich is only a default. But in this case, the sich is being overruled by this pratyaya chung. Okay, now let's take an example here. Let us look at this. Look at this form. Before we go to the book, we'll go to the book in a second. Let's go to this. In fact, let's go there. Let me just open up this one. Give me 1 second. Let me go open up this, because the book has given an example of the dhatu shri. So let us look at that. Let me see. We did not do this particular one. Let's see. Okay, because most of the time that you will see chung, you will see only nyanta dhatoho, falling in nyanta dhatu. These three other dhatus are of course only any dhatu, in hetumati. So most of the time that you see chung, it will only be following a nyanta dhatu, mainly lijanta dhatu, because ning is only kamer ning, only one dhatu. So most of the time you encounter chung, it will be in the causative sense. Or churadibhyo, one of those, churadibhyo nich swarte, then hetumati cha. Okay, let us do one thing. Let me see. We really want to go to this one first. Okay, let us go. The book is saying that this form is mostly used by the roots of 10th conjugation, because churadibhyo nich 3125 swarte nich, and we saw nishridrisrubhya katri chung 3148. So if it's churadigana dhatu ho, then the following that dhatu will have only chilesh changadesh, not chilesh sich. And by derivative verbs, I don't know why he says that. This, I think we can remove this. It's only if it's a nyanta dhatu. I think what he means is that he means is the causatives. Okay, you know what? We can leave that over there. Just change derivative to causatives. Okay, because it's not all derivative verbs. If it's sananta dhatu ho, yanganta dhatu ho, it doesn't take. I mean, following that, chili doesn't take chung. So please change this in the book. Make it causatives. So what he's talking about really is 3125. Churadibhyo swarthenich athva hetumaticha. So this one is 10th conjugation 3125, and the causative verb is 3126. So please change this to 3126. And then reduplicated root, reduplicated. Okay, let's come to that now. Reduplicated. Let's follow some steps over here. We'll come back to the book in a second. See, in the book he has given the table for his dhatu shri. So we're going to derive this form now. Ashishriyat. So let's look at the steps what we have to take. First we start as to shring sevayam. His dhatu has a chavarga panchama nyakara as it, which means of course what you know. You know what it means. It means that Suritagnyataha kartribhipraya kriyafale, it will take atmanepadam kartribhipraya kriyafale, that's 1372. And 1378, sheshat kriti parasyapadam will take parasyapadam. So effective is dhatu is ubhayapadi. Right now we can look at the parasyapadam example. The steps will be very similar in the atmanepadam also. So this sutram doesn't have a condition of parasyapadam atmanepadam. The sutram which we just saw, the nishridrisrubhya katri chung, it does not say anything about parasyapadam atmanepadam. It only says it has to be kartari. That's all it says. Only the kartari is the only condition. Okay. Okay. So shri plus lung, which is our usual sutram, lung, which is bhutarthe. So in the sense of a past tense, of course, the usual reminder that if it's the past tense has to have a today component. If it's exclusively not of today, then we have to use the anadhyatane lung, and within that parokshe lit. So it's a default past tense. But if it is exclusively not of today, then we cannot use lung. Then anubandha lopaha upadesha jananasikait halantyam tayor lopaha. Then bring in the usual tiptaschi, and then sheshe prathamaha. In this case, sheshat karti parasmai padam. In the tip pratyaha pathapurusha ekavachanam anubandha lopa ti itascha. We have a parasyapadam affix ending in ikaraha. The lakara is a nit lakara, ka ka ga ga nga. It's a kavarga panchama as an it in the lakaraha. So therefore by itascha that ending ikaraha takes lopaha. So we get shrita. So up to this point nothing special. And then of course we get chilungi. Wherever it is lung there has to be chili. Remember that. Wherever there is lung there has to be chili. The sich doesn't have to be. The sich is only a default. That can get overruled. It's getting overruled right now as a matter of fact. But the chili has to come. So this is straightforward. Now we get this sutram. Nishri drisrubhyah katri chang. Check all the conditions. We have the dhatu shri. It is specifically mentioned in 3148. So of course, following this dhatu, the chili is going to take the chang adesha. Right? So this will be apavada for chile sich. Apavada for chile sich. Let me do one thing. Just please give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. So apavada for chile sich. Apavada for chile sich. Apavada for chile sich. Okay. And now comes the sutram, which is, of course, Anubandha Lopaha. In this chang, this chakara is an it by chutu. The kavarga panchamang akara is an it by halantyam, tayor lopaha. So now we have akaraha, Anubandha Lope akaraha. The reason why Panini has put this chakara as an it in chang is that, we already studied the ang adesha. Remember that? We studied for a few classes asyati vakti khyati bhyong and so on. So ang adesha. Now if we did not have chakara as an it in chang, then what would have happened is that when we say ang, there would be a confusion. Which ang are we talking about? Are we talking about the ang which is coming from 3152, etc.? Or are we talking about this pratyaha which comes with 3148? So visheshanartham, to distinguish exactly, Panini puts the chakara as an it in chang. Is it in chang? So visheshanartham, and specifically Panini wants to refer to that chang, the sutram changi. Sutram changi, which we are going to use right now, Panini needs to refer to specifically to the chang and not the ang. So one more time, the reason the chakara is an it in changi is to distinguish this chang from the ang. The ang we already studied. We have studied these rules 3152 onwards, which have described the anga adesha in place of chili. If Panini had not used the chakara as an it in chang, there would have been confusion. If we just say ang, for example, in 6111, if Panini just says angi, then we'd have had a problem. Because even when the ang falls, we had vyutvam. We don't want that. So this is to make sure changi refers to only the chang pratyaya only. So visheshanartham. Visheshanartham chakara is an it for visheshanartham. And then, of course, in nyakara we know to stop the guna vriddhi, etc. So by kiniticha. Okay, so anyway, Anubandha Lope we got akaraha. So this is by halantyam and chutu. And this because this kavarga panchamang nyakara is an it, therefore there is no guna adesha by sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho. It is stopped by kiniticha. 115 kiniticha stops the guna adesha, which would have been done by sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho. Okay, now comes the sutram changi. Changi. Maybe I should put that here. I'm sorry here. Okay. Okay. Let us put that here. Is that 115 stops sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho 7384. Okay. Now changi. Let's look at the sutram changi now. Changi. What changi says is that look at the number 6111 and also the sutram liti dhaturanabhyasasya, also sanyangoho. Okay. So these are the four main rules. Four main most common rules where reduplication of a dhatu takes place. Okay, and we have already seen liti in great detail. We have seen in many classes liti dhaturanabhyasasya, liti dhaturanabhyasasya, liti dhaturanabhyasasya. Sanyango we have already seen in this class. We'll be seeing it again in the next Saturday class. Sanyangoho. This is the desiderative and the frequentative. Shlau with jyotyadibhya shlu, that also we have seen. Now changi. So changi we know exactly what to expect. We have to expect what? Dhatoho anabhyasasya. For a dhatu which has already not taken which has not already taken abhyasaha, such a dhatu, when followed by chang, is going to take what? Ekacho dve prathamasya ajadir dvitiyasya. So if the prathama ekacha bhagaha, the first part of the dhatu, which has only a single ach, so basically you start from the beginning of the dhatu, go up to the second ach if any, or to the end of the dhatu, that's the prathama ekacha bhagaha, that will get reduplicated. We reduplicate the ach only, the vowel, the consonants on either side go with it. The consonants only tag along with the vowels in the reduplication. The vowel gets reduplicated. But if the dhatu is ajadihi anekacha, ajadihi and anekacha, then what happens is that the dvitiya ekacha bhagaha takes reduplication. So basically you exclude that beginning ach, the beginning vowel. Reduplicate the second part which has a single ach. Now so far we have not really seen any examples where we have this situation, because we have not dealt with derived dhatus taking abhyasa. But now today we'll see a situation where we are going to have a dhatu, derived a nijanta dhatu, which will be ajadi anekacha. So let's wait till that. But so these two adhikara sutre, ekacho de prathamasya as well as ajadir dvitiyasya, they come into the sutram changi. And also we know the liti dhatu anabhyasasya, from that sutram dhatoho and anabhyasasya come into the sutram. So one more time, when chang follows a dhatuho which has not already been reduplicated, it takes reduplication, but only the prathama ekacha bhagaha, the first portion of the dhatu which contains only one ach, which means you start from the beginning of the dhatu, go to the second ach if any, or go to the end of the dhatu, that's the prathama ekacha bhagaha. Unless the dhatu is ajadir, ajadihi, anekacha, then you take the second portion which is one ach. It gets deduplicated. So if you go to our Sutra Suchi now and look at the vritti of the sutram, so even before looking at the Sutra Suchi vritti, we can already know the context. See, in this class already we have emphasized all along that the Ashtadhyayi map has to be familiarized. You have to get familiar with the Ashtadhyayi map. There is really no other way out of that. There is no other way out of that. It's very difficult to master Vyakaranam or even become comfortable with Vyakaranam. To become comfortable with Vyakaranam, the Ashtadhyayi map has to be somehow be grasped. You have to, of course, understand every sutram, but understand where is what. And if we're looking at the sutram Changi, it comes right after Shlav, we know exactly what to expect. So let's do that now. Let's go to the sutram Changi. And what it says is that Changi pare anabhyasasya dhatva vayavasya means a part of the dhatu, avayava has a part of the dhatu, ekachaha prathamasya, the first portion which has a single ach, dvesta, it gets reduplicated. But ajadehe dvitiyasya, if it's ajadi and has a second ach, then that second will get duplicated, and the vowel and the consonants on either side go along with that ach. So when the affix chung follows the verbal root, there is a reduplication of the first portion containing a single vowel, which is not already duplicated. If the verbal root begins with a vowel, then reduplication of the second portion. So basically there are three possibilities. This is nothing new. This is all we have studied this before when we studied lit, etc. But that time we never had a situation that at least we didn't consider a situation where there was a dhatu anekach ajadi. There are some situations, but in the class we have not looked at that. There are very few of those. But now today we are going to see one. Okay. One second. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so dhatu is only one vowel, straightforward, the entire dhatu is reduplicated. The dhatu is anekach, but does not begin with a vowel, then also doesn't matter, it should reduplicate only the first portion containing a single vowel. Because 612 says ajadehe dvitiyasya. Even if the dhatu is anekach, doesn't matter, if it's not ajadi, then still the first portion will be duplicated. But the dhatu is ajadi and anekach, then we have to duplicate the second portion. For example, if you take a dhatu arti, we will see the example later on today. Dhatu at is to roam about. You take at and add the hetumati nich by 3126. Do atopadhayaha 72116. We get the dhatu arti sanadyanta dhatavaha. Now this arti is ajadi anekacha. Now we have to reduplicate the T. So we leave the A out of it and take the second portion, which is T. It become RTT. So okay, but anyway, right now, so we have the affix chung following. That time, if you say for situation, we have the chung, which is anubandha lope. It's following a dhatu which is ekach, so very straightforward. That single ach takes deduplication, and the consonants go along with it. So we get shri, ta by changi. After that, there's nothing really special. We do the haladisheshaha, vyasakarim haladisheshaha, become shi, shri, shish, shri, ta. And now at this point, as I said, we already stopped the gunadeshaha because of kiniticha. Stops the gunadeshaha by sarvadhatu kardhakayoho. And then after that, iko yarnachi wants to come. The ikara would take yarnadeshaha. But then comes the special sutram which we have looked at many times, which is achishtadhatu bruvam yuvor yangvangau. Achishtadhatu bruvam. So if it's the ivaranaha or uvarana of a dhatu, followed by an acha, and it doesn't, then it takes the iyang or uvangadesha respectively. Apavada for yan sandhi, apavada for akasarma dirgha, etc. So when you have a ivaranaha, means ikara or ikara of a dhatu, or a uvaranaha, ukara or ukara, followed by an acha, then it becomes respectively iyang or uvanga. Now, so that yan sandhi is overruled by this one, so we get in the place of the ikaraha, we get the iyangadesha. Now in the iyangadesha, the ending kavarga panchamang nakara is an id bahalantyam. We also have upadesha jananasik, it's anubandha lope iya, ikara yakara samudaya. That's the adesha. What's the reason of putting the kavarga panchama as an id? As you know, because of nitya, because normally we have alontyasya. Whenever you do any adesha, you have to always think about this paribhasha, sutra chatushtayam, this set of 4 rules, which is, of course, very basic to us by now, which is alontyasya, nitya, adesh parasya, and anekachis sarvasya. So right now, alontyasya is the first default, but then we have anekachis sarvasya. The young anubandha lope is ikara yakaraha. It has more than one letter. It's anekal. It's anekal, therefore it would have replaced the entire sthani. The entire shri would have gone. So it would become like that. But then what happens is that the nitya says that anekal adesha, nit adesha anekalapi. Even if the adesha is anekal, if it has this kavarga panchama nyakara as an it only go to in place of the ending vowel. So basically this nitya stops anekachi sarvasya, and we go back to alontyasya. Nothing new for us. We've done this many times in the class. If you want to practice any of these rules, go to the website and search for like 153. You'll get a lot of examples there. So I say many times in the class I've said that these daily examples, they are the backbone of the class, of all the classes. So they are, because the class is limited amount of time. But when you go here, you can practice all these sutras. You can just put a sutram there and see an example that you'll get. You'll get a lot of examples. You'll get examples here. See here we did uvanga, deshaha, nitya, and so on. Many examples are there. Okay. So now what has happened is that we have the ikara of dhatu shri followed by a acha. So ikara takes the iyanga deshaha, and because of nitya, it comes in the place of only the ikara, not the entire dhatu. So, and then anubandha lope, halantyam upadesha jananasika it becomes iya, and then finally, of course, the adagamaha, lung lang rung kshvardataha, because this 6471 says that if the lakara is lung, lang, or rung, then the angam takes the adagamaha, and then of course adyantav takitav anubandha lopa halantyam tasya lopaha ashishriyat. So once we get the form ashishriyat, we have a adantam angam here, ashishriya. So this shishriya adantam angam, once we form that, then the table is very easy. Just like when we have in the lung lakaraha, we just say we have dhatu patha. We had patha plus lung, bring in the pratyaya tip, halantyam, itascha, become pat ta. Then kartari shap, anubandha lope akaraha, we get patat. Then adagama apatat. Once you get apatat, apatatam, tasastamipam tam tam tamaha, apatan, apataha. So whatever rules we applied there, the same here. The good news here is that we have a adantam angam, a angam ending in akaraha. So we can use the same template we have in the lang lakaraha, in the bhavadikanaha. We can use the same one here. So once we get ashishriyat, ashishriyatam, ashishriyan, ashishriyaha, ashishriyatam, ashishriyata. Anyway, the book has it also. Book has it here. So ashishriyat, ashishriyatam is tasastamipam tam tam tamaha. So this angam is common. You see, ashishriya. Then ashishriyan, only thing here is pratyaya is ji, jontaha, itascha, sanyogantasya lopaha. Ashishriyan, ashishriyaha, same thing as ashishriyat, pratyaya is sip, final step is rutta visargau. Ashishriyaha, ashishriyatam, tasastamipam tam tam tamaha, ashishriyata, same thing, tasastamipam tam tam tamaha, ashishriyam, same thing, tasastamipam tam tam tamaha, then atogune, ashishriyam, ashishriyava, ashishriyama. Here of course we have nityam nyataha, which is 3499, nityam nyataha, and then ato dirgho yai. So the ending sakara is gone, nityam nyataha, and ato dirgho yai. So that is this table here. So this was the sutram, which is the Nishridrasrubhya Kartari Changa. Nishridrasrubhya Kartari Changa. Let's go back to the book now and let's see what other comments that he has made. Saying here is that so the root is duplicated according to the rules given, the general rules. But then he says the radical r, e, will be duplicated in e. Okay, let us talk about this for a second now. What is going on here? What is going on with these? Let's take an example. Let's take this example. Achi kamata, okay, which we did in the Saturday class. This dhatu kamu kantau. This is in the bhadigana, and as we know by the sutram kamer ning, this takes the ning affix, swarte, ning affix, but that ning affix is optional ardha dhatuke because of ayadaya ardha dhatuke va, so kamer ning, but then ayadaya ardha dhatuke va. These three rules, 31, 28, 29 and 30, they are only optional ardha dhatuke. So this kamer ning is going to be optional because we know that we're going to have a pratyaya which is going to be ardha dhatukam. When we begin the pratyaya chili, we're going to get ardha dhatuke, so we're going to get the ning optionally. Okay, so now let us look at this form. Let us look at the prathama purusha ekavachanam of this dhatu kamu kantau. So let us first consider the case where the ning affix is used, because by 3130 kamer ning, but by 3131 ayadaya ardha dhatuke va. Let's consider where the ning pratyaya is used. So kamu plus ning, anubandha lope, this ending ukara of kamu is in it by upadeshe janunasika it, and then of course in the ning halantyam chutu tayor lopaha. So here kam plus e, anubandha lope. Then atopadhayaha becomes kam e. So kami gets dhatu sanya by sanadyanta dhatavaha. And that sutram is right here, sanadyanta dhatavaha. So all these terms, all these which are formed using these affixes starting from this sun all the way up to this ning, they get the dhatu sanya. We need that because we cannot apply any lakara or any krit pratyaya, as a matter of fact, unless we have the dhatu sanya, because we have the adhikara of dhatoho running over here, dhatoho. So we cannot use that sutram lung unless we have a dhatu. So this is what is called as a sadhita dhatu, a derived dhatu, a nyanganta, Ninganta dhatu. Kami. So now let's start Kami plus lung as usual. Use the sutram lung itself. Anubandha lopaha. Upadesha jananasike talantyam tasya lopaha. Then in this case, because this ning has the kavarga panchama ngakara as an it, so by anudatta gnita atmanipadam we can only use atmanipadam. So anudatta gnita atmanipadam, anudatta gnita atmanipadam. So only atmanipadam 1, 3, 12. So we get the pratyaya ta, because ta atam ja. So ta is pratham purusha ekavachanam, atmanipadam. And then we use chilungi. Wherever there is lung, there has to be chili. Wherever there is lung, there has to be chili. Chilungi is a nitya karyam. Nothing really can stop that. But now we would have had the chile sich. Instead comes chang because of sutram nishridrusrubhyah katri chang. I said to you many times, the best thing that you can do is to repeat the words of Panini. Because they are optimized, they have the power to teach you Vyakaranam like nothing else can. So nishridrusrubhyah katri chang. And following that, repeat the words of also Bhattuji Dikshita, the Siddhanta Kaumudi Vritti. Nyantat shadibhyascha chileschang syat kartra tretlungi pare. Okay, so we do have that right now because we do have a dhatu ending in the affix ning, and then we have the chili following that. So chili takes the changadesha apavada for chile sich. Now here again we already discussed this. Kini teacher will stop any potential gunadesha visarudhatkartakayoho. Anubandha lopaha for chang chutu halantyam tayor lopaha. Now comes the sutram. We have kami ta, important sutram. Now this is a section, you know, just like when we had the chile sich and we opened up a section in 7 to 1 from the sichivruddhif parasya padesho, we had these 7 rules from sichivruddhif parasya padesho down up to this one, up to this ato halade lagoho. Correct? Similarly, well, we are going to open up a section now. When the chung comes, we open up a section in 7.4. Also, I think it is also 7 rules. 7.4. 7.4 starts this no changi padhaya, no changi. If you have ni followed by changa, then something happens, and that goes up to here. Urrita. So because 748 is only chandasi, we can leave that out. So 741 to 747. So you can put that down. That the moment you say chang, think about this section is 7.4. Now why do we not need that in the prior example, which we just did? Because the fact that here we didn't have nich, we didn't have ni followed by chung. We had chung, but there was no ni prior to that. Okay, so this section from 741 to 747, it requires a ni prior to the chung. Now, as I just mentioned to you, that this sutram nishchidrisrubhyah katri chung will apply. The application of sutram primarily is when you have a nyant dhatu ending in ning or nich. These are only 3 other dhatus. This sutram nishchidrisrubhyah katri chung. This will be seen by you mainly when the ni nyant dhatu that we have. Okay, so this 741 to 747 only comes into play when you have the ni followed by chung. Not any chung, but ni followed by chung, which will be the majority of the cases. The vast majority of the cases, you will have ni followed. If there is chung, there's most likely ni prior to it, unless it's one of these 3 dhatus, which are only 3 dhatus. Okay, so now what does 741 say? Now changyupadhaya rasvaha. So chang pare now yadangam. See, in this book he has taken it in quite brief over here. Yeah, he has not really given this. So this in the book he has only given this example. He has not really used this sutram. Now changyupadhaya. Actually, no, we do need that. I'm sorry, we do need that. In achu churat we do need that. Okay, but let us anyway take a little bit extra and let us finish the example achi kamata. So now changyupadhaya rasvaha 741. It says that changi pare now yadangam changi pare now yadangam. So if you should have ni followed by chang. Tasya upadhayaha rasvasyat, the penultimate. So if you have a dhatu followed by ni, followed by chang, then the upadha of such a dhatu, the penultimate, alontyat pura upadha, that penultimate becomes rasvaha, takes rasvadesha. No changi upadhaya rasvaha, no changi upadhaya rasvaha. So that is the sutram. It is 741. 741, no changi upadhaya rasvaha. So what do we have right now? We have this sutram. Give me 1 second here, please. Okay. Okay. No changi padhaya rasvaha, no changi padhaya rasvaha. Okay, let me open a special page here. No changi padhaya rasvaha, no changi padhaya rasvaha, no changi padhaya rasvaha, no changi padhaya rasvaha. Okay. 741, no changi padhaya rasvaha. Okay, now give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this page to come on the screen. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. No changi padhaya rasvaha, no changi padhaya rasvaha, no changi padhaya rasvaha. Okay, anyway, let us continue. Maybe I can bring it up here. I'll bring it up here itself. No changi padhaya rasvaha. Okay. Ashtadhyayi. So now we have this new Ashtadhyayi, which has the Siddhanta Kaumudi and Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi numbers, you see. Well, not this one, it is the other one, but this is still my old version. Anyway, right now we can do with this one. Now Changi Padhaya Swaha. Okay, let me close this guy. Okay, here he is, 741. 741. The sutram requires basically the ni to be followed by chang, then the upada becomes rasva. So what we have right now is that we have right now kam I ta. That is the chang, the ikara is the ning, and the following that we have kam. So that akara of kam is rasvadesha becomes kam I ta. Now changi padhaya rasvaha changi parenau yadangam tadastasya upadhaya rasvasyat. Upadhaya rasvasyat. And here we know the sutram. Upadha means what? Alontyat purva upadha. Alontyat purva upadha. So the penultimate letters. See all these sanya sutrani. Alontyat purva upadha. Alontyat purva upadha. This will be in the sanya sutrani. So the penultimate letter which is 1165. Alontyat purva upadha. Okay, so now so we had kam I ta to angam. Kam is followed by ni, followed by chang, so it becomes rasvadesha. The shortening of the penultimate vowel of the angam, which is followed by affix ni, followed by chang. So we kam I ata becomes kam I ata by 741. And now of course we have changi, which we just saw. So this kam I, since kami is anekach, followed by chang, but kami does not begin with a ach. So we see there's no problem. We just deduplicate the first portion, which begins which contains one vowel. So in this case we have kami ata becomes kami ata. The kam bhagaha, the kam gets reduplicated. The kam gets reduplicated. Kam I ata, and haladisheshaha kuhoschuhu become cha kami ata. Now comes the important sutram 7493. It's a bit complicated sutram, so please pay attention. It says, well, look at the number please, 7493. We're jumping to a different section now, 7493. In fact, one more interesting thing is that in the case of chang, we have the first 7 rules of 741 dealing with chang. Actually, ni followed by chang, and also the last few rules of 74. So the interesting thing is that in 7.4 of the Ashtadhyayi, we got 741 to 747, we have that. And then we also have at the end from 7493 Sanmal Laghuni up to the E Chaganaha. So the first few rules and the last few rules of 7.4 are concerning Chung. It's interesting, it happens to be like that. And here the first one here is that Sanmal Laghuni Changpare Naglope. Sanmal Laghuni. Let's look at this sutra. It says that Sanvat Laghuni. Look at this number 7493. It's a very familiar section to us because this is the section where the operation, the Abhyasa Bhaga take place. Anuvritti of Abhyasasya. Comes down from Sutram Atsalopo Abhyasasya. So all our favorite rules, Halad Harasvaha, Halad Sheshaha, Kuhoshchuhu, Urat, all there in this section. So this must be dealing something with the operation the Abhyasa Bhaga. We know that. We know this section well. So we must be talking about something which is happening in the Abhyasa Bhaga. Okay, so right now we have a situation where we have an Abhyasaha, Purvo Abhyasaha. Let's not forget a Sutram Purvo Abhyasaha. The duplication is done by this rule in 6.1. We just use the Sutram Changi. Changi was just used, which was we use 6.11 to do the Abhyasaha, and then Purvo Abhyasaha, which means that of this duplicated part, the first part is the Abhyasaha. Of the doubled, the first of the double is the Abhyasaha. So we have here the Abhyasaha, which is in this case Cha. Cha is the Abhyasaha. Cha is the Abhyasaha. What does Sutram say? Sanvat Laghuni. So first condition is that the vowel following the Abhyasa should be Laghu. It's a bit of a complicated Sutram, so please follow. Laghuni. So what do we have? We have Cha, Kami, Ata. This Akara of Kami is the Laghu. So the Abhyasa is followed by a vowel, means not immediately, but whichever vowel, whichever is the first vowel following the Abhyasa should be Laghu. Now what do we mean by Laghu? Laghu, of course, we know the Sutram, Rasam Laghu, Sanyoge Guru. So basically a Laghu is a Rasvaha, Rasam which is not Sanyoge. So Rasam which is not followed by Sanyoge is called Laghu. So we have here Rasam Laghu, Sanyoge Guru and Dirghancha. So basically we need a Rasam which is not Sanyoge, Asanyoge. That is Laghu. Do we have that right now? Yes, we do have that. Because we have the Akara of Kami, followed by a Makara. It's not Sanyoge. So this is the Laghu. Laghuni means this Akara. So the vowel following the Abhyasa. Abhyasa is Cha. The vowel which is coming after that is the Akara in Kami. That is Laghu. It is Rasam and there's no Sanyoga following it. And then what else is there? A Changpare. Changpare. So there should be basically a Ni followed by Chang, the same combination. This Changpare is an adjective to the now. So Changpare now. Changpare now. So Changpare now. Yadangam. So we should have a Chang preceded by Ni, in this case Ning, and then the Angam for that is Chakam. In that Angam the Abhyasa is Cha, because of Purva Abhyasaha. Then Tasya Yo Abhyasaha, that is the Cha. Laghuparaha, in this case the Akara in Kami, that's the Laghu vowel following the Abhyasaha. Tasya Saniva Karyam Syat. The operation on the Abhyasa will be as if the affix San follows. But there is one condition. Now Aglope Asati. There should be no Aglopaha. Ag means sort of course E Ruk. So E should not have taken Lopaha on the basis of that Nich or Ning Pratyaha. So one more time. We should have a Changpare. Means there should be Ni followed by Chang. This Ning followed by Chang in this case. Then there should be the Angam Chakam, the Abhyasa of that, in this case Cha. The operations to be performed on that Abhyasa will be done as if San follows. But there is one condition in that, is that the vowel following the Abhyasa should be Laghu, in this case Akara of Kami. One more condition is that based on the Ning, there should be no Aglopaha. Lopaha, Lopa of an Ak. Okay, right now we've not done any Aklopaha, so we can ignore this for time being. We'll take an example later on of an Aglopaha. But right now there's no Aglopaha, so forget that. So all the conditions satisfied. We do have Ning followed by Chang. We do have the Angam Chakam, which is the Abhyasa Cha is followed by a Laghu. So Laghuni. So now the operation the Cha are going to be done as if sun follows. The operations on a duplicate abhyasaha belonging to an angam which is followed by ni, which itself is followed by chang, are done as if the affix sun follows. Provided the following conditions satisfied, the vowel following the abhyasa is laghu and there is no aglopaha based on the ni. Right now we don't have any aglopa, so we can ignore this for the time being. We don't have any aglopa right now. Now what is the big deal if sun follows? Now this comes the sutram sanyataha. Also in the same adhikara of abhyasasya. We are in the same adhikara of abhyasasya. 7479. 7479 is coming in the same because abhyasasya starts from 7458. Atsalopo abhyasasya. So 7479 is a very simple sutram sanyataha. It says that if the anuvritti of it is coming down, so basically if sun follows, then the akaraha of the abhyasa becomes a ikaraha. This is a straightforward sutram. Sanyataha, anuvritti of it is coming down. So ikara is the adeshaha in place of the akara of abhyasaha if sun follows. Very straightforward sutram. One more time is ikaraha. It is the adesha for the akara of abhyasaha if sun follows. Sun follows. So it says that abhyasasya ataha. Abhyasasya ataha. It syat sani. Sani. Straightforward sutram. When sun follows, the akara will abhyasa is replaced by ikara. Now we just established that cha kami, this cha will take the abhyasa karyam saniva. So as if sun follows. Saniva. Sanvat means saniva. As if sun is following. So then we use sanyataha because we have this sanvat bhava over here. So the akara of cha is going to become ikaraha. We get chi kami ta. Chi kami ta. One more time is that first of all we got the sanvat bhavaha because the cha, the abhyasaha, is followed by laghu and this angam is followed by ni, followed by chang, and then by sanyataha the akara of the abhyasaha becomes ikaraha. So we get chi kami ta. And now come another sutram 7494. Look at the number. This is coming right after, of course, what we just did, which is sanmal laghuni changpare naglope. Dirgho lagho. This is a simple sutram. The important thing in sutram 7494 is that it only applies if all the conditions in 7493 are satisfied. So that's the important thing about 7494. 7494 only applies when we have sanvat bhavaha. Sanvat bhava comes from 7493. So before you think of applying 7494, make sure the conditions of 7493 are satisfied. Once they are satisfied, sanvat bhava is there. Then we have just one more condition, is that the ach of the abhyasa itself should be laghu. Now don't confuse these two, please. In 7493, to get the sanvat bhavaha, we required the vowel following the abhyasa to be laghu. Okay? But this 7494 is talking about the vowel in the abhyasa itself should be laghu. Not the vowel following the abhyasa, or the vowel of the abhyasa itself. So 7493 is sanman laghuni. So the vowel following the abhyasa should be laghu to apply 7493. Now once 7493 is satisfied, and if the vowel of the abhyasa itself is laghu, then 7494 applies and makes a dirgha adeshaha. So one more time, 7494. First thing, check if 7493 is satisfied. That 7493, among other conditions, requires a laghu vowel to follow the abhyasa. After 7493 is completely satisfied, the sanvat bhava is there. Then we come and check if the vowel belonging to the abhyasa itself is laghu. Then we can apply 7494 and make that into a dirgha adeshaha. Let's look at the vritti of the sutram. It says that laghor abhyasasya. Now we are talking for 7494. That laghoho is talking about the abhyasa and the vowel in the abhyasa itself. In our case, we have cha, chi, kami, artha. This ikara of chi, that is also laghu. It's followed. There's no sanyoga following it. So that is this laghoho refers to this ikara of chi. Okay. So, lagor in this example, lagor abhyasasya dirghasya sanvat bhava vishaye. What does it mean? Sanvadbhava Vishay means, Sanvadbhava Vishay means, basically means 7493 has been satisfied. Once 7493 has been satisfied, we have Sanvadbhava. Then the vowel in the Abhyasaha, which is Lagu, if it is Lagu, it is Dirgha Adesha. In the context of Sanvadbhava, basically when 7493 is satisfied, then episodically short Lagu vowel of the Abhyasa itself is elongated. So we have right now Chi Kami Ata, and now we can make it Chi Kami Ata because of the Ikara in Chi is Lagu, and we already established the 7493 is satisfied. And finally we get the Niraniti, this Ikara of Kami, the Ning itself is going to drop now because 76451 Anidada Vardhadhatu Kepare Ne Lopasyat. Said to you many times that 6451, you're going to hear it 1,000 times from me, because I've heard it 1,000 times from my teachers. So because very important sutram in the Adhikar of Ardhadhatuke Niraniti, Anidada Ardhadhatuke Pare Ne Lopasyat. Anytime you have a pratyaya following is going to be has sanya of Ardhadhatukam, it doesn't have any idagamaha, then the prior ni takes lopaha. Ni means ning or nich. So here there's a sutram Niraniti, Adhikara of Ardhadhatuke. In this Adhikara, so basically an angam ending in ni followed by a pratyaya which is sanya of Ardhadhatukam, and this pratyaya has no idagamaha, then the ni, the angam, Nyantam angam is going to take lopaha alontyasya, then ikara takes lopa. So Niraniti. Anidada Vardhatuke Pare Ne Lopasyat. So right now we do have that. We have Chi Kami, this Chang is a sanya, has sanya of Ardhadhatukam because of Ardhadhatukam Sheshaha 34114. It cannot take idagamaha. It's not Valadi. Because Anubandha Lope, it's Akara, it's not Valadi. There cannot be idagama of 7235. So therefore it is a Anit. It is a Anit Ardhataka Pratyaya. So therefore the Nish takes lopa, so the Ning takes lopaha, the Ning takes lopaha. And then of course add the Aragamaha, Lung Lung Rung Shurdataha, and we get At Chikamata, Achikamata. Now this example is not in the book, but I want to give this so that we can practice these rules. 7494, 7493, and then also 741. We can practice all those rules. Now, so what happened here was, you can take it from the top one more time. We have the dhatu kamukantau. This takes the ning optionally because of 3131 aya the ardhatu keva. Right now we consider in the case where ning has been used. So first we formed the dhatu kami by adding the ning. Sanajanta dhatavaha, we got dhatu sanya, added the lung, and because ning is a kavarga panchamarnyit, so we had used atmanipadam by 1312, anudattanyata atmanipadam, patapurusha ekvachanam pratyata. Instead of getting chiles, we got of course chilungi. Wherever there is lung, there has to be chili. So instead of chilungi we got, but instead of chile sich, we then got nishchidrasrabhya kartari changs. Kartari pragaha, we have the ning present there, so we got Chang Adesha instead of the Sich Adesha. Apavada for Chile Sich. Nishidrisrabhya Kartari Chang. Anubandha Lope. Then what we had? Now Chang Upadhaya Rasvaha. We have the Ni followed by Chang. So the Upadha became Rasvaha. Alontyat Puro Upadha. So we had Kami Artha. We made it Kami Artha. Then Changi. We did the duplication. We got Kami Artha. Of course, Haladi Sheshaha. Kuhoschuhu, Cha Kami. These are our usual rules, nothing special. So we got Cha Kami Ata. Then we established Sanvad Bhava here. Sanval Laguni Chang Parenag Lope, because we have Ni followed by Chang. There's no Aglopaha. And then the vowel following the Abhyasa. In this case, the Akar of Kami is Lagu. So then this operation on the Abhyasa will be done as if Sun follows. Then we got a Sutam Sanyataha. When the Sun follows, the Akara of the Abhyasa takes the Ikara Adeshaha. So we got Chi Kami Ata. And finally we use Dirgho Laghoho, because when 7493 is satisfied and we have the Abhyas, the vowel of the Abhyasa itself being Laghu, then we can make it Dirghaha. So we got Chi Kami Ata. And then of course finally we got the Niraniti. Anirada Ardhatuke Pare Ne Lopasyat. So got, and then Adagamaha. And Anubandha lopaha achikamata. Let's go back to the book and see what we have. In the book he says that the rules is duplicated according to the rules given in 70. So that is changi. The radical a, reduplicate in e. So what happens is that when they reduplicate, that's because of sanyataha. Sanyataha. So this and a, if it's akara, of course sanyata directly. If it's a akara, we first apply rasvaha, right? 7460. So sorry, 7459 rasvaha, and then we apply changi, correct? So if it's an akaraha, basically all that happens is that we will first be applying 7460, 7459 rasvaha, it becomes akara, and then changi. So that again the same thing. And then the remaining three cases which are given in the book, he has given the rukaraha, rukaraha, and rukaraha. So in these three cases what happens? Uratta, because in the abhyasaha the ruvarnaha becomes akaraha, uran raparaha, haladisheshaha. So this ru, and ru will also become a akara first. The combination of urat, combination of urat along with sanyataha. You follow that? So if you have an akaraha, we'll do first rasvaha followed by sanyataha. If you have a ruvarnaha, includes the rukaraha, rukara, and rakaraha, then first we apply urat, put the akara desha, uran raparaha, haladisheshaha, get a akaraha, and then apply sanyataha. So bottom line is that we are using sanyataha, but first you have to make the akara into an akara by rasvaha, and the rukaraha, 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 you have to first apply urat, 7466, uran raparaha, haladisheshaha, that will be the akaraha, and then apply sanyataha. So all of these are going to duplicate in the ikara. Of course the main sutram, the vishesha sutram is sanyataha. But to get that, we have to first get sanvat bhava. The sanvat bhava comes by 7493, which we just studied right now. Sanvan laghuni, changpare naglope. So don't forget that one. So this, he has put this like this, but this requires, sanvat bhava. For example, if you take a dhatu raksh, in fact, let's go to an example here. Okay, let's go here. If you take a dhatu like raksha, if you add a nich to that, hitumaticha, become rakshi. Now, when we go through the usual steps, add the lung, do the changi, dutvam, we get raksh, rakshi, ta. Now, let me see if we can find this one for you. Give me 1 second. We already had this example in the daily examples. I think it may have been answered. Rakshat, arakshat. Let me see. If you have it, arakshat. No, okay. I guess it has not been answered. Okay, let me look at it here then. Okay. So I hope you are using the website, and if there are any errors on the website, always let us know. Okay, let's look at this example here. Okay, let's look at this example here. There's a question here. Is that okay? Commenting on the Sutram Sanmal Laguni Chankparena Glope, the Kashika says Laguni Tikim Ararakshatta. Take dhatu raksha and add nich hitumaticha, make it rakshi. Okay, then saradhyanta dhatavaha, add lung, that. Then bring in the tip, anubandha lope, hitascha becomes rakshita. Then comes chilungi, then nishidrasabhya katri chang. All the same steps that we did here. You look at all these same steps. Instead of having kami, we have rakshi. So follow all these same steps. Okay, kami we have rakshi. So rakshi, this parasmapadam we can take, or atmanipadam doesn't matter. So ta, and then when we do the abhyasa, rakshi ata becomes ra rakshi ata. Now what happens that the akara and rakshi, right now with the akara of kami was lagu. The akara of rakshi is not lagu. okay, because it's followed by sanyoga, the kakara shakara sanyoga. So even though the statement in the book has, so in that case there will be no sanvat bhava. The final form will be ararakshat, not arirakshat. You understand? Because the form will be ararakshat, not arirakshat. Because this akara in raksha is guru, So therefore 7493 is not satisfied. It is sanval laguni. So that so 7493 is not satisfied. We will not get sanvad bhavaha. We cannot use sanyataha. So the form will be ararakshat, not arirakshat, because the akara in raksh is guru, sanyoge guru. It is not lagu. Okay. So even though the book does make a statement like this, that the akara duplicate, so this you have to put a qualifier. Okay, you have to put a qualifier here. That's the conditions for 7493 have to be satisfied. Another condition is that there should be no aglopa. We see that in a second, but for the time being, at least put one note over here. It should be sanval laguni. If the vowel following the abhyasa is not lagu, 7493 will not be satisfied, and you will not get sanvad bhavaha, and there will be no sanyataha. Okay, and of course there will be no dirgho lago either. Understand that dirgho lago, as I just told you a few times already, repeated a few times, that dirgho lago can only apply once 7493 is satisfied. See, this 7494 cannot apply at all unless 93 is satisfied. 93 cannot be satisfied unless laguni is there. Akara and raksh is guru. So in the book, please make a note in the book that this statement of the in ikaraha is a general statement. We have to make sure that 7493 is satisfied. The vowel for in the abhyasa has to be lagu. Okay. Otherwise, then the terminations, this we don't need to repeat anymore all the time. All these same thing repeating all the time, because once we do the Paninian way, it's the same old rules. What he says, termination are those of imperfect to the first conjugation. What he says first conjugation, could we get adantam angam, ad antam angam, akara antam angam. Because changi anubandha lope akaraha and shap is also anubandha lope akaraha. So we get an angam like pata, bhava in the bhvadi ganaha, adanta. Same thing we got here. We got the achi kama. So achi kamata and so on we got. So basically all he's saying is that we got adantam angam, ad antam angam. So here when we finished all the steps, we got achi kama. This achi kama is ending in akaraha because the chung is akaraha, shap is also akaraha. Otherwise there's no connection between this and shap at all. All this means is that in the book is that the angam ends in akaraha, and therefore he says therefore he's taking, to make it easy for us, he's saying that add the same endings as the lung ending in the first conjugation. Basically all the operations which takes place there will also take place here on the tip tasji, etc. They're attached to the stem by means of intermediate This is the chung. This is the chung. This is the chung. Intermediary is the chung, which is dropped before because this is atogune, is atogune, and then anta is also atogune, and then lengthen before the va, ma, vahi, mahi, ato dirghoyi. This entire point over here is you don't need it. We don't need it because it's repeating all the old basic rules. In the book over here, when we did the form Ashish Shriyan, same thing here with the Joantaha Itascha Atogune Sanyogantasya Lopaha. And then before intermediary the final E and U are changed to Iyanguvang. We just saw that. Additional Dhatu Bruvam, Yor, Yanguvangao. And of course the Adagamaha. So these points 3, 4, 5 are just old points repeating again. We don't need that. This akara is a chung. These are all old rules. Atogune, ato dirgho yayi. Then number 4 is of course Achishu Dhatu Bruvam, Yor, Yanguvangao. And then Adagamaha, of course, we know by 6471. Okay, let's do this form Achu Churata. Okay, Achu Churata. Let's go here and let's do that form. Now if you take the okay, let us see. In this book he has given it in short. Okay, now there are some more examples in the Saturday class. If you want to do some more practice, you can also follow daily examples. can also listen to Saturday class. But in the Antoine book, he's given it in quite short, so we'll follow the book and also give some extra, but we won't do all the details that that we did in the Saturday class. So let's do the for dhatu chur. Dhatu chur, when we have churasteye, which it is the form we want, achu churat or achu churata. Of course, when this dhatu chur is the first dhatu churadi ganaha, it's about 3125 swarthe nich, and then we get the sutram 1374 nichascha, which means that kartavipraya kriya phale atmanipadam, otherwise 1378 sheshat kartari parasyapadam. So effectively ubhayapadi, ubhayapadi, ubhayapadi is ubhayapadi. Because of 1374 nichascha, we can use atmanipadam, kartavipraya kriya phale, and as we have mentioned many times, this condition of kartavipraya kriya phale is not always strictly followed in the language. So in short, these dhatus which end in the pratyaya nich, but nichascha they can take atmanipadam. The condition of kartavipraya kriya phale is not strictly followed, and then sheshat karti parasyapadam. So both can be used. Let's follow the steps now. So let's take dhatu chur, add nich, which has to be added. Remember, when you take a dhatu churadi gana, as a general rule, you cannot use it until nich is added by C3125. A very fundamental thing is that churadi gana dhatu cannot be used unless nich is added. As a general rule. Okay. So chur plus nich. Anubandha lope chutu halantyam tayo lopaha. Then puganta laghupatasya, we get chori. The chori gets dhatu sanya sanadyanta dhatava, nothing special so far. Take chori and add lung, and add anubandha lope halantyam padeshajanasike tayo lopaha, add the pratyaya tip, vasheshat krati parasyapadam. Otherwise you could have added the pratyaya ta by 1374 nichascha. Either case the steps are going to be the same. Now when we add chori plus ti anubandha lopaha, itascha, nothing special, parasyapadam pratyaha, ending ikara takes lopaha. When the lakara is in kavarga panchama, nga is an it. In this case we have lung, so therefore the ending ikara of this pratyaya takes lopaha, parasyapadam. So chori, ta, chilungi. Wherever is lungi there has to be chili. Wherever lungi has to be chili. Chile sich wants to come, it's overruled by nishid subjah kartari chang. Chori ends in the affix nich. So chang. Anubandha lope chutu halantyam akaraha. Okay. Now comes sanmal laguni. Sorry, no, excuse me. No changyupadaya rasvaha. No changyupadaya rasvaha. Let's check the conditions. We have a angam, which in this case is chor, followed by nich, followed by chang. So no changi. The upaday's angam is the okaraha of chor. That takes the rasvadesha. Now changi upadaya rasva. So one more time. Now changi upadaya rasva says that it is here. It says that changi pare now. In this case, chor e that ikara is the nich followed by chang. Yadangam. In this case, chor. Tasya upadhayaha. So the okarasya. Okay, alontyat puro padha rasvasyat. Okay, so now we have, this is what we have now. If we want to make the okara into rasvaha, so now how do we do that? Because the okara is a sanyukta saraha, sanyukta swaraha. It's really a plus u equals o by adguna. So now when you want to make a rasvadesha, do we choose the akara as a rasvaha, or do we choose the ukara as a rasvaha? Now changyupadaya rasvaha, do we choose akaraha or do we choose ukaraha? That's the question. Because we can argue, because a plus u is o, we can argue that the rasva can be either akaraha or a ukaraha. Now, from the sutram, h igrasvadeshe. H igrasvadeshe. In place of a h, if a rasvadesha is to be done, it has to be a ik. It has to be a ik, h igrasvadeshe. So, adishyamaneshu rasveshu. When the rasvadesha is being prescribed in place of an h, it has to be an ik only. So now we have a choice, because a plus u equals o. Rasvadesha for okaraha could be akara or ukaraha. But this sutram is a niyama sutram, is saying adishyamaneshu rasveshu echaha igyeva syat. Can only be ik, so the rasvadesh is going to be ukara only. So echa igrasvadesh tells us rasva in place of an h can be an ik only, I, r, r. In this case, we have an okara, we have a choice of akara or ukaraha. We cannot take the akara, it's not a ik, so we take the ukaraha. So we get churi, churi ata, by the combination of nauchangyupadaya rasvaha and paribhasha sutram, eche grasvadeshe. Then we get changi. We get changi, the dvitvam. So churi is anekach, but doesn't begin with a ach. So we get only chur, churi, ata. The prathama ekach bhaga, chur gets deduplicated, chur, churi, ata. Then haladi sheshaha, chu, churi, ata. Then we already satisfied. Now let's take 7494. First check 7493. So we have chu, churi, ata. Sanman laguni changpare naglope. So changpare, so nich followed by chang we do have. Okay. Then the abhyasa chu, purva abhyasa, is followed by the ukara of churi, which is a lagu. There is no sanyoga following it. So sanman laguni changpare naglope. So first thing is we have a chang, we have ni, which is the nich prior to it. Okay. We have an abhyasa chu of the angam. That abhyasa is followed by a lagu, ukara of churi. Everything is satisfied. We got sanmad bhavaha. And on top of that, 7494 now requires that not only 93 should be satisfied, but 7494 requires additionally that the vowel in the abhyasa itself should be lagu. This ukara of chu is lagu. So that takes the dirgha adesha, becomes chu, churi, ata. And finally we get the nirlopaha, because of nirniti, anirada vardha dhatu ke pare nirlopasyat. In adagamaha, lunglungrung shradataha, alubandha lopaha, achu churata. If we do atmanipadam, we get achu churata. There's nothing really new in this example. We start with chur, added the swartha and nich, made it chori, went through the usual steps, and first we did the nauchangyupadaya rasvaha. Rasvadesha was the ukara because of the niyama sutram. Eche grasvadeshe, the changi dvitvam, chur churi, haladi sheshaha. Then we satisfied 7493 first. The abhyasa chu is followed by lagu, and then the angam is followed by nich, followed by chang. There's no aglopa in this case. And 7493 satisfied. On top of that, 7494 requires the vowel in the abhyasa itself should be lagu. So chu is lagu. So become dirgha adesha, chu churiyata. Then nirlopaha, adagamaha, and then achu churata. If you use atmanipadam, we'll get achu churata. Once we get that, then we get the same like alab. We get alabhata, alabhetam. Because achu chure tam, achu churanta, achu chure, achu chure tam. We have, there's nothing new now. It's the same old rules. Ato nyataha. So we get the iya adesha. Ato nyataha, ato nyataha, ato nyataha. We get, these are all our old rules. We have to practice these old rules now, which is 7 to 80. I think it is 7 to 80. No, 81. Sorry. Ato nyataha, ato nyataha. If you look at ato nyataha very quickly, I mean, these are all the same rules that we did in the bhadi ganaha, we did the lang lakaraha. But we'll look at it one more time. 7 to 81. Ato nyataha says that ataf parasya, angam ending in akaraha. Right? In this case, we have achu chura. Okay? For that, we add atam. Nitam akarasya. Nitam akarasya iyasyat. So akara for nit pratyaha. Pratyah, which is nyakara is an it. Okay, in this case, why nyakara is an it? Because of sarvadhatukam apit. Sarvadhatukam apit. Following an angam, ending in akara replaced by iya. So what we have here is that we have a situation, we have the achu chura and atam. That atam is sanya of sarvadhatukam. Remember, the atam is sanya of sarvadhatukam. Don't forget that. Only the chili and the chung, they have sanya of ardhadhatukam sheshaha, but the atam is still sarvadhatukam because of tingshis sarvadhatukam. It is apis sarvadhatukam, it becomes nitvat. So now we have all the conditions satisfied. We adantamangam we have for an akaraha of a nit pratyaha, so that takes the iyadeshaha, then lopo vyor vali becomes itam, then adgunaha achuchuretam, because achuchura plus itam achuchuretam, achuchuranta jontaha, followed by atogune, achuchurathaha, nothing special, achuchuretam, same steps as achuchuretam, same steps, atognyataha, lopo vyor vali adgunaha, achuchuradhvam, nothing special, achuchure, just adgunaha, achuchura plus a, achuchura plus e, adgunaha, achuchuravahi, achuchuramahi, just atodirghoji. This completes the chung in this book. What I'd like to do is take just one or two more examples. Okay, one example I'd like to take is explain the importance of this anaglope, because when we discussed 7493, the condition was anaglope. 7493 was anaglope. Okay, so what is aglope? Okay, let's look at that for a second. Also, I want to take one quick example about where the second part, that ati, so ati tat. Let's look at where the 612 ajade dvitiyasya. Let's take one example of that, then we can conclude this section. Okay, let's go to this example of ajiganata. Okay, now this is dhatu gana of dichuradi ganaha. Okay, this is a special sutram for it, which is icha ganaha. This is not in the Antoine book. Just taking an extra example here. Icha ganaha is a special sutram for this dhatu gana dichuradi ganaha. Is the last sutram, charamam sutram, antimam sutram, in the saptamasya adhyayasya, charamam sutram, last sutram. So this is coming below what we just did right now, the sanmal laghuni, dirgho lagoho, and each gana is the last sutram. Anurvritti of at is coming here. So because each means the adesha is ikaraha, also ikaraha, each means chad ad, so atapi. So we can take the akara adesha or ikara adesha. Look at this sutram for a second. It's not in the Antoine book. Ganayater abhyasasya isya chang pare now. So chang pare now, the same condition, ni followed by chang. Then the akara of gana takes the ikara adesha or optionally the akara adesha. Chad at, because each gana, so chakara is there, cha is there, so it means also at. So at or e. And the vritti of at comes from the two sutras back from this at over here. So we take the example here, we get follow the usual steps. This ending akara of gana is not a it. It's not a it. So when we take here gana plus nich churadibhya swate nich swarte nich, then do atolope ardhadhatuke adantangasya lopasyas ardhadhatuke. So same adhikara, there's nirniti, etc. So we have this nicha sanya of ardhadhatukam because of ardhadhatukam sheshaha. So we get gan nicha. And now what happens is that this atopadhaya wants to come down, make a vridhya adesha in place of the akara of gan. Okay, but that doesn't happen because this akara lopa which is done by atolope, that's a sthanivad bhavaha, because of sthanivad adesha nal vidhav. No, I'm sorry. So then we got achak prasvin pura vidhav. I'm sorry. Achak prasvin pura vidhav. Because these, see, okay, let's go there for a second. 156 says that sthanivad adesha nal vidhav. But it's anal vidhav. So we need that akara to sthanivad bhavaha to actually be present. So this next sutram comes and says achak prasvin pura vidhav. So this one we could not have used 156 here, would not do the job for us. We could use that, but it will not get the job for us. We want to stop atopadhaya. Of course, we've done this many times in the class, like kathayati, etc. Which we practice, you can go on the website, look at the sutram 157. But basically, this one 156 does only anal vidhav. So we cannot invoke the akara which took the lopaha. Okay, to actually be present as a akara there. But now 1157 says achaf prasin pura vidhao. Achaf prasin pura vidhao. So it's ajadesha which is done. The lopa of the akaraha at the end of gana. That's sthani vadbhava. When you try to do an operation to the left of it. So atopadhaya wants to come and do the vriddhi adesha in place of the akara of gana. But this akara lopa which was done by atogune has sthani vadbhava. So the upadha of the angam is going to be nakara. In the eyes of atopadhaya, the upadha is nakara only, cannot act. Of course, we've done this many times in the class before, nothing new for today. So as per 112.7 to 116, nishpratya would do vriddhi substitution, akara of the angam gana. This does not happen because of achak prasim pura vidhao, the lopa done by the atolopaha as sthani vadbhavaha behaves like the akaraha. When it comes to an operation vriddhi that would be performed to the left of it. So no atopadhaya because of 157 achapras pura vidhao, we get gan, we get gani. Dhatu sanya sanajanta dhatavaha. Then the same steps as in chori. We add lung, tip, lopaha, itascha, chilungi, and then nishridras subjakatri chang, and then we do the lopa chutu halantyam changi dvittam. This is anekaj but not ajadi. It's only gan gets used. So gan gani. Then haladisheshaha kuhoshchuho jagani. Okay. Now jagani. This is the situation where because atolope, we did the akar lopa based on the nicha. Atolope 6440 was applied to do the akar lopaha based on the nicha. That is the ag lopaha. A lopa of an ak based on the nich was done. So then 7493 cannot apply. 7493 we can go back there one more time. Sanval laghuni changpare anaglope. It's anaglope. So we cannot apply 7493. Understand here? Because 7493 says that sanval laghuni changpare anaglope. So here we do have an ag lopaha. We had gana plus nicha. We applied ato lopaha to do the lopa, the ending akara of gana. That is an awful akar is an ak because oyon ruk. And that akar lopa done by ato lopaha was done based on the nicha because the ato lopa and the adhikara of ardhadhatuke. That nich is the ardhatuka pratyaya. So this is the ag lopaha. Once this is done, then you cannot apply 67493. So 7493, Sanval Laguni Chankra Anaglopa is Anaglopa is a condition here. When we apply 6448, we do the Akar Lopaha by Ato Lopa 6448. That is Aglopaha. We cannot do 7493. So 7493 is stopped. You cannot do that. And then comes 7497, which special sutram just for this dhatu. We do the ikara adesha or akara adesha only for this dhatu gana. It comes G or J, gani atha. Then of course we get niraniti, near lopaha, adagamaha. We get aji ganata, ajaganata. Similarly in Atmanepadam, aji ganata, ajaganata. The main thing I want to illustrate here is that 7493 does not apply here. Called the aglopaha. Aglopa is the atolopa by 6498. One last example before we conclude this section. I want to choose the example of the arti tat. This is the one example where the second ekaj bhaga takes, dvitiya ekaj bhaga takes lopaha. Takes abhyasaha. Okay, let us look at this dhatu artagatau in the bhvadiganaha. Again the same thing, lung katri hetumati. Pratham Purusha Ekvachanam. So take Art plus Nich Hetumaticha. This is the causative Hetumaticha because Art is in the Bhvadigana. The Chur and the Gana, they were in the Churadigana. So they got Swath and Nich by 3125. This is the Bhvadigana. So Art Pratyam Nich by Hetumaticha. Okay. Chutu Halantyam, they are Lopaha, Atopadhayaha. This is not Adanta Dhatu. The ending Akara of Atta is an It. Upadesh is an Nasika It. So there is no question of using the Achakprasim Pura Vidhau. There is no Aglopa over here at all. So there is no Akar Lopa. So we get Arti, atopadhaya. Now RT is dhatu sanya sanadhyanta dhatavah. We add lung, anubandha lopaha, tip. Now in this case only one small thing is that by nichascha we can get atmanepadam kartri vipraya kriya phale shesha karti prasvaram. We have a specific rule which we have studied, which is nigarana chalanarthebhya. Nigarana chalanarthebhya. If a dhatu in the sense of consuming, eating, drinking, or moving, in the causative it can only take parasyapadam, which is nigarana chalanarthebhya. Nigarana chalanarthebhya. 1387. So this at means to move around, to roam around. So this can only take parasyapadam in the causative. So even though normally we would have had this one 1374 nichascha, in this case because of this special sutram nigarana chalanarthebhya. Chalanarthebhya. So nigarana chalanarthebhya. In this case chalanarthebhya. So we get only parasyapadam. Anubandha lopaha itascha Chilungi, Nishidha Subhya Kartri Chang, Anubandha Lope. No Changupadaya Rasvaha. We have the Ikara, Nich, followed by Chang. The Angam is art. Upadha takes Rasva Desha by 741. Now Changupadaya Rasvaha becomes Ati, Eartha. Now comes Changi. What do we have? We have Ati. This Ati is anekach. It has akara and ikara. It has two vowels in that. It's also ajadi. Now this is the condition where we have to think about 612. Ajader dvitiyasya. So the abhyas is going to take of the second ekach bhagaha. That's why I want to take this example. This example is not in Antoine, it's not in the book, but I want to take the example and just to show you one case when we have a dhatu which is ajadi, in this case ati, which is anekach. Then we exclude the first ach, we take the akara out and duplicate the second ekach bhaga, in this case t. So ajadehe dvitiyasya ekacha. So this is ajade dvitiyasya 612 says you take the second ekach bhaga. So dve, ekacho dve, but not prathamasya, but dvitiyasya. Is ajadir anekacha. So that's what happens here now. So instead of the akara taking abhyasaha, the T takes abhyasa. Okay. So one more time, a T is ajadi. It's also anekacha. So ajadir dvitiyasya. This ignore this first the second ikara takes abhyasaha, and of course the takara goes with it. So it becomes a titi. The T becomes titi. The T becomes titi. Okay, so don't get confused. The T will not go prior to the akara now. This T will duplicate in its place. The T becomes titi. So atiti plus artha. So since the multisyllabic root ati begins with a vowel, duplication is done with the second portion. And then of course same thing, niraniti. Then adajadina. Ajadi, so adajadi, instead of getting the adagamaha by 6471, adajadina, adagamaha, at agamaha, atascha. Anubandha lopaha, atascha vriddhi, we get ati tat. The special thing here was we took the dhatu at, added hetumati nich, we got ati, went through the usual steps, and then we did the nauchangyupadhaya rasvaha, we got ati, and then because this is a ajadi anekacha, so the T took lopaha, this is the dvitiyaha ekach bhagaha, become atiti, and after that Jaraniti, and then Adagama, Artischa, Artitat. Okay, that completes the section on Chung. We took some extra examples, and if you want even more examples, you can go to the daily examples or the Saturday class. There's some more examples. So this completes this part in the book now. Okay, now let us look at this last part, which is aorist passive. Aorist passive. Okay. So the passive is okay. Before we go there, let's do some groundwork. Just come here and let's look at the this sutram chinte pada. So these in the beginning of the class itself. I told you that, and in the prior classes also. This section from 3143 Chilungi up to Chin Bhava Karmanoho. That is a section involved lungi. So when in the case of lung, so Chilungi up to the Chin Bhava Karmanoho. Now Right now in the last 7 rules, the chinte padaha up to chin bhava karmano, talking about chin, okay. That's what Antoine, this point number 226 is talking about the pratyaya chin adesha in place of chili. Okay, now let us first look at the a special sutram for specific dhatu padagatau. The sutram says chinte padaha. Chinte padaha. This is not in the passive, okay? This is not in the passive. We're still talking about the active voice. So I know the book is talking about this aorist passive. Before going there, let's take just one quick example of the aorist active. Lung still kartari only. So this passive is only by the chin bhava karmanoho 66. Before we go to 66, let's quickly look at 60 itself. Chinte padaha. Chinte padaha says that padash chlesh chin syat padta shabde pare. For this specific dhatu, padagatau, special rule. When ta shabde pare, when the ta follows, what can this ta be? See, this pada is atmanipadi. It is anudatta gnita atmanipadam. This akara in pada is anudatta it, the akara end of pada. So therefore, it can take only atmanipada pratyaha. Anudatta gnita atmanipadam. And the pratyaya in atmanipadam we know are ta, atam, jha, thas, atam, dham, id, vahi, mahi. So the ta shabda can only be the pratham purusha ek vachanam atmanipadam. Understand that. This cannot be anything else. Following pada, which is atmanipadi, we are only going to get the ta, which is the pratham purusha ek vachanam atmanipadam. Okay, so when that pratham purusha ek vachanam atmanipadam follows, then only for that one place, okay, instead of getting chile sich, we're going to get the chin adesha, chinte padaha. So one more time, padaha. So following dhatu padagatau, chilehe chin syat, but only ta shabde pare. So when the term ta, atmanepada pratham purusha eka vachanam, when that follows, substitution of chin in place of chili, and following the verbal root pada. So when we take the usual steps, when we take pada plus lung, anubandha lopaha, anudatta gnita atmanepadam, the ending akara of pada is anudattaha it. This will bring the pratyaya ta, chi lungi. See, where there is lung, there has to be chili. Wherever there is lung, there has to be chili. But chile sich wants to come now. 3144. That gets overruled by the sutram because we do have this dhatu padagatau. We do have the ta shabda following. Instead of getting chile sich, we get the chin adesha by chinte padaha. Any new sutram, repeat it, keep on repeating it. Chinte padaha. So ta shabde pare. Padaha. Chilesh chin syat. So we get chin. In chin, of course, the naka is an id by hadantyam, chakara by chutu, anubandha lope ikaraha, chinte padaha. So chutu halantyam lopaha. Then we get atopadhayaha. Because the chin is a nit. So by atopadhayaha, we get the vriddhi. So the akara becomes pad ita. Now comes the special term chino look. Very straightforward. Sutram chino look in the angasya dikaraha. Chino look angasya dikaraha. Chinaf parasya ta shabdasya look syat. See, the thing is that this doesn't say which pratyaya takes look. Following chin, the pratyaya takes look. How do you know pratyaya? Because this chinte padaha, chino look is in the angasya dikaraha. Angasya dikara goes from 641 to end of chapter 7. Angam means what? Yasmat pratyaya vidhihi. Tadadi pratyaya angam. Yasmat pratyaya vidhihi. So to get an angam is a relative sanya. It depends on the pratyaya coming. It's only related to the pratyaya that angam is created. So yasmat pratyaya vidhihi. Tadadis pratyaya. Yasmat pratyaya vidhis tadadi pratyaya angam. 1413 anga sanya. So chino look doesn't tell to look of what? But this is angasya dikara, must be a pratyaya as taking look. And chin is only prescribed to shabde pare. The chin, if you look at these rules from 3160 to 66, which we just talked about, The chin is only prescribed ta shabde pare. Anuvritti of te is going down, all the way down from 3160. So we know the pratyaya has to be ta. It cannot be anything else. The fact that chin is there, and chin only comes ta shabde pare. So therefore the pratyaya following the chin has to be ta. And in yangasya adhikaraha, so pratyasya look, it has to be ta shabdasya. So that's how we get the meaning that chino look says chinaf parasya ta shabdasya look syat. The ta atmanipada pratham purusha ekavachanam takes look elision. And of course look means what? See, remember that those four rules, sutra chatushtayam is only for a adesha. The lopa is an adesha. So the alontyasya, nitya, adef parasya, anekashi sarvasya, the 1152 to 1155, that's only when you do an adesha, like a lopaha. But look, shlu, lup when we do, they are special kinds of adesha. They are a special kind of elisions. They means pratyasya luk shlu lupaha. The entire pratyaya takes luk, shlu or lup. So when you should look, shlu or lup, then the full pratyaya, entire pratyaya takes elision. So what this means is that the ta shabda has completely takes elision. Not just the ending akara by alone tyasya. Because pratyasya luk shlu lupaha. So very simple sutram, following a chin, the ta takes look. Very, very simple sutram. Chino look. Chino look. So what do you have right now? You have padi, pad, chin, anubandha lope, e, ta. So now we're going to get the ta shabdasya look and chino look. Of course, adagamaha. So apadi. Apadi is basically pratham purusha ekavachanam. This is not karmani. Kartari, apadi. Even karmani will get the same form. But right now we're talking only kartari. Not by this sutram, but chinte padaha is still talking kartari. Now we're going to get the, actually in the case of pada, it won't really matter with chinte padaha or the chin bhava karmano. But the important thing is that even kartari, by chinte pada special rule, the pratham purusha ekavachanam, even kartari is apadi. Now this is only when ta shabde pare. So if you look at the entire declension table of this pada, this chinte pada is only ta shabde pare. Pratham purusha ekavachanam. When you look at the other forms, there will be no chin. Will be for the usual chile sich. Let me just quickly show you here in the Udharana Suchi. Udharanani. So when you look at the remaining forms, there will be only sich, only chile sich will not be overruled there. Only ta shabde pare. So here, I'm sorry, it's the wrong document. Excuse me. We have to look at this one, part 2. Okay. The documents got too big, so we split them into part 1, part 2. Okay. So apadi, we just derived that. First we had atopadaya, we got the dhatu padi, and then we applied the chinte padaha, in place of chili came chin and chino look. Now, we take the remaining forms is only sich, apat satam, nothing special. This is anidhatu in the danteshu. The pad is always keep the list in front of your eyes. Always keep this list in front of your eyes. This of 7 to 10. 7 to 10. So here, if you put 7 to 10, the danteshu dhatu pad is anudattu padesha. So ekach padesha anudattat, we can get the id nisheda. So sich, chile sich will not take the idagama because danteshu ada kshudha khida chida tuda nuda padya. That's this pada gata. This padya is in the divadigana pada. So apat satam, we just add the chile sich and atam, nothing special. Of course kharisha. Apat sata, same thing. Atmanipadesh vanataha becomes ata. Apat thaha jalojali. This is lopa is by jalojali, which we saw. The sich is sandwiched between one jal and another jal. When the sich is sandwiched between two jals, then we get sich lopaha, sakara of sich. So apat thaha, apat satam, nothing special. Apadham is dhicha. When the sakara of sich followed by dhakara of dhvam. takes lopa. Apadhvam, apatsi, nothing special, and apatswahi, apatswahi. So bottom line is that in the remaining places, you only get chile sich. It's only ta shabde pare we get the chinte padaha. Okay, now let's go to the book and let's see where we are. So here he talks about, I think the next page, he talks about the pad becomes apadi. As I've explained to you that this be a kartri also, pad becomes apadi. Okay, let's look at now, but this topic in the book is really talking about the passive. Okay, so passive, we have looked at the sutram 3166, which is Chinbhava Karmanoho. Chinbhava Karmanoho. Chinbhava, very simple sutram. Very simple sutram, same condition, ta shabde pare. Ta shabde pare. What the sutram is saying is that Chinbhava Karmanoho is saying that Chilesh chin syad. Bhava karma vachani ta shabde pare. This ta shabda, again this is the Atmanepadam, Pratham Purusha Ekvachanam. But now it has to be bhava karmano. It has to be in the passive, in the impersonal passive bhave, atva passive karmani. Then what happens is that no matter what dhatu you have, you can have any dhatu. By the way, this is one of the forms of lung that you should pay attention to. See, lung is not used of, well, lung is difficult to follow. It is used not as much as lung, but it is still used reasonably. You cannot ignore lung. And some forms of lung are easy and they're encountered in the language more frequently than other forms of lung. This is one sutra that I would recommend you remembering. Chin Bhava Karmanoho. For two reasons. It's very easy. It's very easy. Second thing is that these forms, it's not in Gita. It's not in Bhagavad Gita. But we do have these forms of language, and if you don't know this sutra, it will be difficult to understand and try to figure out what is going on. This is a special sutra. So, like we said, Mangi Lung is important. Of course, that's in Gita, Klebyam, Masmakama, etc. This is not as common as Mangi Lung. I mean, Mangi Lung, of course, is talking in a special application of Lung. This sutra is talking about the Chinna Adesha in place of Chili. What I'm saying is that in the various forms of Lung seen in the language, this is one that you should know because it's special. It is easy, and you can use it yourself when you speak, and also you can, and you will encounter in the language. You should know what is happening. Okay, so Chin Bhava Karmano, same condition, Ta Shabde Pare, and the vritti is coming down from the Sutram Chinte Padaha, which we just saw. So Ta Shabde Pare, but this time we required Bhava Karmano in the passive, impersonal passive or the passive. Basically, Akarmaka Dhatu, it will be impersonal passive. So Maya Shayi means I slept. Sleeping was done by me. The act of sleeping. Maya atra asthayi. I was here. Asthayi. So these are the bhave. Because this akarmaka dhatu cannot take an object. So the act of staying here was done by me. So atra asthayi maya. But if, of course, if you have the, we can say mandiram maya adarshi. I saw the temple. So that's karmani. Because the drish to see takes an object. Either way, it has to be passive. Either bhave, so-called impersonal passive, means akarmaka dhatu, or with karmani, when it is in the sense of an object. So in short, in the passive, when you have a ta shabda, the atmanepadam pratham purusha ekavachanam, which is used in the passive, then the chili, instead of taking the sich, it takes the Chin Adesha. So simple sutram, Chin Bhava Karmanoho. Very important sutram. Please make a note of this. 3166. Chilehe Chin Syat. Bhava Karma Vachini Ta Shabde Pare. So very simply, the Ta, Pratham Purusha Ekvachanam Atmane Padam, is used in the passive. When this such a pratyaya follows, then the chili takes the Chin Adesha. Let's take the form Abhavi. Mayanva Bhavi. I experienced something. Mayanva Bhavi. Sukham Mayanva Bhavi. I experienced happiness. Happiness was experienced by me. Anu Abhavi, Anva Bhavi. So even though Bhu might be a karmaka, when you put Anubhava, Anubhu becomes sakarmaka. So I can say maya sukham anvabhavi. See, it's so easy to use. I experienced happiness. Happiness experienced by me. Basically, I was happy. So let's take the example abhavi. When you take the, or we can say I was here in the morning. Pratar atra maya bhavi. The act of being was done by me here in the morning. Means I was here in the morning. Pratar atra maya bhavi. So, maya bhavi, I'm sorry. Maya bhavi. No, there's no anu. So just one more time. Pratar atra maya abhavi. I was here in the morning. The act of being here was done by me in the morning. So maya atra pratara bhavi. Maya atra pratara bhavi. So and so on and so forth. So very, very useful, very, very easy, very, very strange, typical form that we have to know. Okay, so abhavi. The steps are quite straightforward. You take bhu, lung in the bhave prayogaha. So the act of being. Anubandha lopaha, and because of bhava karmanoho, let's remind ourselves by 1.3.13 bhava karmanoho, only atmanepadam can be used in the passive. This is a rule which is almost never violated in the whole language. In the whole language, this rule is almost never violated, is the bhava karmanoho. Is in the passive. Only Atmanepadam. Okay, so that is nothing new for us. We already know that. Just reminding ourselves that this is bhave prayoga we're talking about right now. So by bhava karmanoho Atmanepadam pratyata shilungi, instead of chile sich, let's check all the conditions. We have the ta shabda. It is used bhave. Therefore, the chili is going to take china deshaha. Anubandha lope ikara chutu halantyam. And then we get the acho nyati, because the chin is a nit pratyaha. So we get the vridya desha becomes bhav. Then chino look, following the chin, the ta shabda takes look. We just discussed that. Pratyas looks to lupaha, because nothing else can follow chin except the ta shabda. The chin only comes ta shabde pare. Echo yava yavaha adagamaha. We get the form abhavi. Okay. Now let us, so this is the important passive form. It only is in the ekavachanam ta shabde, not in the other forms. Okay, so this chin only comes ta shabde pare, which is a special form which comes in the passive, in the lung lakaraha, in the ekavachanam. Okay, so that's what we have in the book, in the final point of the book. The aorist passive is identical with the atmanepadam, of course, because of bhava karmanoho. 1.3.13 bhava karmanoho, only atmanepadam. The third person singular, however, is formed independently with the termination e, that is the chin bhava karmanoho. So it's attached to the root. So basically the chili takes the chin adesha. Chili still has to come. Wherever there is lung, there has to be chili. But in place of chili, instead of sich comes chin. Ta shabde pare. And bhava karma vachini has to be the passive. Before the e is added the final vowel, not before the e, basically because the chin is a nit, then the final vowel takes vriddhi vacho niti, short vowel takes medial, takes guna adesha, of course my usual puganta laghupatasya. The final a is changed to I. Okay, what is this now? Let's take an example here. I just didn't put a document here. Let's take an example. Let's take the example of this one. Let's take the dhatu nya or dai, whatever, you know. So it comes like maya ajnayi. Maya ajnayi means understanding was knowing was done by me. Means I understood. So idam tattvam maya ajnayi. This principle is understood by me. So where's the yakara coming from here? This is the yuk agamaha by ato yuk chin kritoho. Ato yuk chin kritoho. This is the sutra which we have seen previously. I think we used it. Let's see, where did we use that? Okay, let me see here. It should be here. Ato yuk chin kritoho. Ato yuk chin kritoho. This is 7.3.33. 7.3.33. Ato yuk chin kritoho. Okay. Sutram, this is nothing. This is Adantanam yugagamasya chini niti kriticha. Right? So that time we used it so krit pratyaha. So when we did this, when we looked at Sutram 6462, we got Chinvad Bhava in the passive at that time. Anyway, doesn't matter where we look at in the past. It's a simple Sutram. It says, Adantasya Angasya Dikara. Adantasya Angasya Yuk Agamasyat Chin Krutoho. When followed by Chin Pratyaha or Krut Pratyaha, which is a Chavarga Panchama, Nyakara is an it, or Tavarga Panchama, Nakara is an it. Right now we have Chin. So simply speaking, the Adantamangam takes a Yuk Agamaha. Adintau Takitau becomes, so in this case what we have is that when we have the example of da or nya, for example, when you go through the same steps that we did right now, when you go through the same steps, so we get nya plus the e plus ta. This nya or da will take the yuk agama. By 7330 it takes yuk agama 733. Adyantau Takitau Adamanda Lope Yakaraha, because the Ukara and Yuk is Uchcharanarthaha. So we get Dai Ita, so and then of course Chino Luk, so becomes Dai, Adagamaha, Adai, Adnyai. So this point in the book, all these same steps, except that Angam takes the Yuk Agama, but Ato Yuk Chinkrutoho. It requires Adantam Angam. Okay, so that's why we got that. So that's point in the book here is the final I is changed to I. Basically it takes a yuk agamaha. Okay, it's not changed to I, it takes a yuk agamaha. And of course this is the adagama is as usual, nothing special there. You don't have to keep on repeating this. 6471. So kru becomes akari. Same thing there. We can either do achod niti for uran raparaha, or we can do sarvadhataka ardhataka yoho followed by atopadhayaha. Remember the chin is a nit. So therefore all these operations on the yangam which are based on nit pratyaya are going to take place. So kru, chin, ta when we have, then we will do sarvadhataka ardhataka yoho uran raparaha. Becomes kar, chin, ta. Basically kar, e, ta. Atopadhayaha. Kar, e, ta becomes kari, chino luk, then adagama, akari. So all these same steps, the same. So in fact, we could also have done, we can alternately just do the same step here. We can do achur niti uran raparaha becomes kar. Either way. So kari, akari. So no, the steps are all the same as here. Only thing is the small angakara might be special. In this case, it is the sarvadhataka yoho, uran raparaha, atopadhayaha. Ashravi, same steps as Abhavi, exactly the same steps. Achurniti, Ichayavayavaha. Amochi, just Puganta Lagupatasya. Much plus chin plus ta. Puganta Lagupatasya. Mochi, Amochi. Aveshi, same thing. Puganta Lagupatasya. Ajnai, Adai, we just talked about that. Ato Yuk Chin Krutoho. Ni Anai, same as Abhavi. Basically just to acho niti followed by echo yava yavaha anai. Okay, now comes the last page. Time is running out. Okay, we'll continue next time. We can do maybe one or two examples here. We just already talked about apadi. Okay, let's talk about now this. This gum I think is an error, by the way. Gum will become agami only. Okay. The short medial is lengthened except in gum. That's please change that. That is not correct. I don't think it's correct. Because remember I think what the book is referring to is this sutram Mitamrasva 6492. But that's only no pare. So Mitamrasva has only no pare. Right now we have chin. Chin is a nit. So is a niche. Remember, chin and niche confusing, right? Chin and niche. The niche is by 3126. Hetumaticha. The chin is by chin bhava karmanoho. This Mitamrasva only applies when ni follows. See, dhatu gam is ammantah. So by the Gana Sutram, Jani, Jrush, Knasu, Utamo, Jani, Jrush, Knasur, I'm getting confused now. Jani, Jrush, Knaso, Mantascha. Okay. Jani, Jrush. Okay, there's this Gana Sutram. Let us see if we can find it. Yes, Jani, Jirush, Knasu, Ranjo Mantascha. This is a Gana Sutram. This is Amanta Dhatu, Amanta, like gum. It's considered to be a mit, as if it's makar as an it. Then when mitam rasva, get the rasva desha. That's only naupare, not for chin. We cannot apply mitam rasva for chin. The chin 6492 is only applying naupare. The dhatu gum is a mit because of this Gana Sutra. Jani, Jirush, Knasu, Ranjo Mantascha, Amantascha. So all that is fine, but that's only when ni follows, not when chin follows. So please make a correction in the book, is that this one, this gum will become agami only. There's no exception here. It becomes agami, because 6492 does not apply here. That's only naupare, not chinipare. Okay, and then otherwise racha is the adanta dhatu, racha, like gana or katha. So the same thing that we had today, you take racha. Do you have it in this document here? Let's see. No, okay, you take racha, just like we had a situation today. Let me see, I may have it in the document here. Okay, I have it here, I'm sorry. Okay, racha, pratiyatni. Look at this number 403. We know that in the churadi ganaha, from this dhatu katha onwards to the end of churadi, the adanta dhatavaha. Just like today we had gana, when we taught the aji ganata. Remember that today we did that. So from this dhatu katha, which is I think 389, katha, vakya prabandhe. From this up to the end of the churadi ganaha, adanta dhatavaha. I don't know why this dhatu pata puts the anunaska. I think this is an error here. It should not be anunaska. It's not a it. Katha, the ending akar is not a it. So in that comes dhatu racha. Racha number is 403. 403 racha. Racha pratiyatne. Rachayati, to construct. So now, just like we had a situation today where we looked at the dhatu gana, and when we added the it's churadi gana, so swarte nich, nothing churadi can be used until we add unless we add the nich. So today when we derived this, when we did gani, we talked about this, that the atopadaya could not apply because of 1157 pura vidha, just like we did kathayati, etc. So nothing special about racha. I don't know why the book mentions racha specifically. Basically, any adant in the churadi gana, adanta dhatu, right? It happens same thing. We take gana, become agani, akathi. Okay, so the same thing will happen. So we take racha. It's not. I don't think it's anything special for racha itself. It's basically a part of this class of adanta dhatavaha, churadi gana, starting from this katha up to the end of churadi gana. So what happens here is that the similar thing when we look at the racha plus nicha, churadi cannot be used. We have to first bring the churadi bhyo nicha. Alubanda lope I, ato lopaha, because the nich has sanya of ardhatukam by ardhatukam sheshaha. Now we cannot apply atupadhayaha because this akara lopa has thanivad bhava. By 1157, achaf prasim pura vidhav. So when we think about doing atopadhayaha, the akara which takes lopaha comes and presents itself. It comes and it comes and presents itself in the eyes of atopadhayaha. So in the eyes of 72116, the upadha is still a chakara only. So that stops the. So this is the reason why it becomes rachi and not becomes rachi. So now we get rachi because of the sanadyanta dhatavaha. And now when we do the operations, lung karmani, Why karmani? Chin bhava karmanoho. Okay. So idam kavyam maya arachi. I composed this poetry. Maya arachi. So Kalidasena arachi. Something like that. Of course, one thing you have to be careful, that lung has to have a today component. You see Kalidasena, that is not today's, that was old. So you have to be careful. This is very useful, but you still have to respect the fact that lungi has to have a today component to it. So if you say something of the remote past, then it's not today. Okay, anyway, I can say Maya Kavyam Arachi. So let's finish them. We can stop for today. Lungi Karmani Anubandha Lopaha La Purusha Ekavachanam. Remember, the chin only applies to Shabde Pare. Don't forget that. So that's why we looked at chin te padaha. Anuvritti of te comes down all the way down. This anuvritti of te comes from 6160 down to 6166. So that's why we studied chin te padaha today. So this chin is only ta shabde pare. All these rules for chin only ta shabde pare. Now one small point here, I know time is up, I'll finish in a couple of minutes, is that why say chin again in this sutra? Chin was already coming down from here. The reason is that there's a negation in between here. Na rudaha and tapo nutapech. There's a negation of chin. So now there'll be some confusion, because following a negation, how can you again have a vidhana? That's why point says chin again. So instead of chin te padaha coming down from chin coming from chin te padaha coming down, again point says chin bhava karmano, because in between there was a negation of chin for 64, 65. So we couldn't just say bhava karmano, because there'll be negation again. You understand? So chin was coming down, but because it got connected with the nishedha here, it got removed, it got concealed. So therefore now again chin has to be said. Then why not put this chin bhava karmano prior to this one then? Because we need bhava karmano to go down to sarvadhatu kayyak. You see how Panini has to think about all these things. That bhava karmano is required in the next sutra, sarvadhatu kayyak. So that's why this chin bhava karmanoho could not be pushed back somewhere here. So this negation came in between, and Panini wants to keep chin bhava karmano at the end of this section. So you can take bhava karmanoho down into sarvadhatu kayyaka. There are a number of things to think of in Panini's head. So you might be wondering, why say chin again? Already chin is coming down, but there was a negation which intervened. So again chin has to be said. And we want bhava karmano to be the end of this section so that we can take it down into sarvadhatu kayyaka. Okay, let's complete this example. Time is up. Okay, so rachita, because chin only applies to shabde pare, chilungi, and then chin bhava karmanoho. Now, what happens is that, yes, how about this one? How about our sutram? This is important now, because how about the sutram nishidha subhya kartari chang? We just applied today, but that's kartari chang. Kartari chang. This is in the passive now. So nishidha subhya kartari chang cannot apply here. It says kartari. Remember that. So we do have nich, that we have, but it's not kartari. Okay. And then we do anubandha lopaha. Okay. And now apply niraniti. So this nich takes lopaha, niraniti, because this ikara is not valadi, cannot be idagamaha. So nidada vardhake parene lopasya. Now again we have this achaprasin pura vidhao. The nich which takes lopaha has sthanivad bhava. Again, so again we cannot do the atopadhayaha, because the ikara lopa also is sthanivad bhavaha now. Ikara lopa is sthanivad bhavaha. So we cannot do the atopadhayaha. So then we just do chino look adagamaha arachi. Okay, so we'll stop here now. So we'll complete this in the next class. So this is the nothing about dhatu racha especially. It is just this adanta dhatu. That's what this is happening in the churadiganaha. So next time we'll complete this lesson. There's not much left, only a couple of lines left here now. And the next page is the Shakuntalam. Okay, the Shakuntalam, this is in the Act 1. In Act, if you want to do some homework, it is in Act 1. Let me give you that. It's 1.6. In 1.6 Shakuntalam. 1.6. We start from the Shakuntalam, from the homework. So next week we'll complete this lesson and start with Shakuntalam, which is 1.6. 1.6. Okay. More homework next time. For homework, if you want, you can look at basically nothing new, nothing. You know what? That's enough because all these rules are already old rules. There's nothing really special, nothing specific to chin, nothing specific to chin really. So we'll stop now. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamu Rama Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamuddhara. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Before we stop the recording, Vasu, do you stop the recording, Vasu?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. We'll come back and revisit this Agami, okay? There's going to be an optional form. There's going to be, I just looked at it. There's an optional form, Gami. Okay, alright. Let me just put one more comment. We talked about this book said, I'm sorry, but the book talked about gum. There's going to be an optional form here. So maybe we should just make a note here. Agami is correct. We cannot use 6492. But 6493 will give an optional form. So 6493 will give an optional shortening. We get Agami, Agami. Agami, Agami. So here 6492 cannot be used. That is correct. That part, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why we know operate. But 6493 is going to give an optional shortening. Okay. So, okay. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tutulyam Rama Varanane Shri Rama Varanane